right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 604 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And today, we're going to do a little comparison today. I'm kind of interested in this comparison. I mean, I don't necessarily like it, but I'm interested in it. And I want your thoughts and opinions because Scotty Miller, former Tampa Bay Buccaneers, came out and said a few days ago that Drake London is similar to Mike Evans. And it's not a bad comparison, but I do have my thoughts and opinions about it. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I am also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Also, you can find me on Twitter at VFBaller. And if you don't mind, go check out the website, firstandframerates.com. All that stuff will be down in the description if you want to check all that good stuff out. Don't want to waste your guys too much time on all the other stuff. I want to get straight to the point. You know, I want to really talk about this because I'm pretty interested in this. Scotty Miller, just came to the Falcons not too long ago. Maybe like 2 months ago he was signed. And I think it's a great signing. I think he's going to be really good for the team. But I do have my thoughts and opinions about this particular topic. In the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Scotty Miller said that Drake is sort of a similar guy to Mike, meaning Mike Evans. And the size is close. I mean, Mike Evans has an inch over Drake London. Drake London is about, 15, probably about 15 pounds lighter than Mike Evans. But I do think that Drake London can be just as athletic as Mike Evans. I mean, Drake London did play basketball. He knew how to get the ball at the highest point. His hands are not necessarily a problem. Holding on to the ball is. I think that's something that he's probably, fixed by now. There's other things that he could do to polish. I mean, this is his first year. And you're talking about a guy like Mike Evans, who's been around since 2014 and had 1,000 yards receiving for 9 years straight. It is a tall task. And I do see the similarities, but I don't necessarily like the comparison. The reason why I don't like the comparison because I want Drake London to be his own person. I want him to be the wide receiver that he can be. Like I said, the physical stature, the way they run their routes and all this other stuff, I do see it. But for him to have that type of production is going to be, pretty. It's going to be pretty rough. I'm not going to say it's rough because I don't think he can't do it, but it's just the consistency is there. Can you be consistent to actually have that many yards every year, year in and year out, and put up those numbers? Because Drake London, even with his first season, I mean, he had 72 catches for 866, which last time I didn't get that right. I said like 700 yards. So he's already behind the 8 ball if he's going to be able to do it 9 straight years. But at the end of the day, I don't care if he catches for, 72 or 27 yards. I mean, 27 catches. My main thing is I just want him to be productive when it counts. I want him to be there to help this team win games. I want him to be the best receiver that he could be. And that's pretty much what it is. I don't need him to be a Mike Evans or Jerry Rice or Randy Moss. I don't want him to, don't get me wrong, I want him to have the numbers. And the typical fans say, hey, I would want my receiver to be that. But no, let him carve out his own lane. If he end up putting up the numbers and the productions like them, that's fine. But I would love for him to do it his way. And I'm pretty sure that's what he is. That's what he's going to do. I mean, just because Scotty Miller said this doesn't mean Drake London's going to emulate it. It's just, that's what Scotty Miller knows. For the last 4 years, he was over there with Mike Evans. And he saw what Mike Evans could do and what he was able to put together. And he based on what he's seen Drake London do so far this offseason, he said he see a good bit of Mike Evans and Drake London. So for a guy that's been on the field been on the field and seen the type of play that these receivers can do, and with his own play himself, I really can't, knock what he's saying. It's just, I just don't agree with comparing the players. At the end of the day, like I said, I want Drake London to be who he is, and also, I would like to say as well that it all depends on the quarterback. Desmond Ridder, for what, we say or don't say about him over here, he's going to have to show and prove. to be honest, he's gonna be the one that have to show and prove more than anybody that's on the team right now because he has a lot of weight on his shoulders. I believe he can do it. I believe that he's gonna be able to be a solid quarterback. I'm not going to give him anything higher than an above average quarterback because I just don't know. But if that's going to be his starting point to be average to above average, I mean, we're going to be in really good shape. So, it's like I said, it's interesting. You know, you bring the guys around and they see what they have on the team and all these other things where stuff from the past comes to the forefront, and then when it comes to the forefront, you make those comparisons. You know. But at the end of the day, I think he has the athleticism to be that type of receiver, a big time number one receiver. I think Coach Arthur Smith done a pretty good job in that draft class in particular of getting all these guys in this second year on the job. Furthermore, on this article, it says Scotty Miller said, I was talking to London about different things Mike Evans did, and Mike obviously has been in the league for a long time and has a lot of success. So just try to kind of give him some things and some tools Mike did to be successful. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's great in his own right, while all the other guys have as well. So it should be an exciting offense. I agree. I believe it's going to be a pretty good offense. I mean, this is, a team that is developed through the draft, got a couple of players throughout the free agency on offense, but for the most part, these guys right here are really on the verge of like breaking that ceiling where 7-10 could easily, turn into, let's say 10-7. 7-10 is not necessarily a bad thing knowing what this team is going through, but you add all these pieces. You mean to tell me they can't win 3 more games at the minimum? I mean, I think so. So I think at the end of the day, like I said one more time, Scotty Miller's in the right place. I mean, I'm not saying that he said anything bad. It's just it's very hard to start comparing players to other players, especially players that's already still in the league. Once they're retired, it's a whole different story. But nevertheless, I like the comparison. I just wouldn't do it. I mean, because you look at those two, they're very similar, but I don't want to put that atmosphere in the air where the people thinking that Drake London should be Mike Evans. Now, Drake London should be Drake London. Just keep it at that. So, don't have much else to say on this. Pretty much a short episode, a little bit shorter than I thought it'd be. So, I'm just going to drop it right there. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share the podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm on YouTube and Rumble, so if you want to watch the video side, you go to YouTube and Rumble. If you want to listen to the podcast side, I am on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Go over there and give your boy a 5-star rating, let people know what we're doing over here, and share the podcast so we have a lot more listeners or whatever the case may be. It just helps. It goes a long way. I can be found on Twitter at VFBaller. Those are some of the things that I do get to talk about that don't make the show. And also the website, firstofrainrace.com. Go over there and check out the website and support, the channel, support the podcast. I really, really appreciate it. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys once again. You guys are awesome. I really, really appreciate it. All right, y'all. Y'all guys enjoy the rest of y'all evening. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.